Good afternoon, traders. My name is Tomasz Wiśniewski. I'm a chief analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is daily analytical report where we'll scan the markets looking for best trading occasions, and I will tell you what's going on the markets from the fundamental and technical point of view. So yes, today we do have non-farm payrolls, which as usual should increase the volatility on the market and give us some nice movements. Unfortunately, this time non-farm payrolls will not be so relevant as usually. Why is that? Because of the hurricanes, right? So everybody knows that it will be very easy to explain a weaker number, because if the number will be low, everybody will blame the hurricanes. If the number will be weak, strong, it should have a positive influence for American dollar. So that being said, it looks like the outcome is positive for American dollar regardless of the number. So we'll see how it will go, because lower number should be ignored because of the hurricane, and higher number should be a sign of a good sign. Should be a sign of a good economy in US, which should help American dollar to gain strength. But we'll see, the data will be published in half an hour and we will see the reaction live. Apart from that, we do have a bit of Fed speak today again, the same data for Canadian dollar, so definitely it will be also interesting to see numbers from Canada for Canadian dollar. As it is Friday, let me show you the next week, what we should expect next week, what will happen. Let me filter just the most important news. So on Monday, nothing really. On Tuesday, manufacturing production, industrial production will be important for British pound for sure. Trade balance for Germany, so for euro as well. On Wednesday, FOMC minutes and a speech from Mr. Kaplan from Fed. On Thursday, speech from Mario Draghi, industrial production from Eurozone, important data also. And on Friday, we'll have retail sales and CPI, so inflation, consumer inflation from US. So that won't be the busiest week on the record, but still will be significant, and we'll have some interesting data being published. What's happening on the markets is American dollar is losing a little bit right now. It had an awesome last few weeks, but today is giving back, just a little of those gains. So still the sentiment is strongly positive for American dollar, but today we can see on many pairs we can see a bit of reversal. But that can be just like a position closing before the non-farm payrolls, which often happens. Yesterday we also had hawkish comments from San Francisco Fed President John Williams. He said, his comments which were hawkish about the US economy and about the inflation. It helped to push the dollar higher. Apart from that, today we just got interesting news from UK. Apparently, Theresa May has a huge support in the government. That's this spike here. That's caused by this disinformation about Theresa May. Apart from that, we still have some news around Catalonian referendum, that many banks, that the central government will make easier for certain institutions, like for example banks to move out of Catalonia to different areas of Spain, which should have an influence on Catalonia. So yes, we had this. There is a bit of a mystery on the market right now from the geopolitical point of view, because Donald Trump said something about the calm before the storm, without clarifying what it can mean. So now some journalists have a bit of a headache with that. And what else we had? Well, German manufacturing orders rose almost 8% year over year in August, which was the fastest expansion since 2016. Also, I think that would be it in terms of the fundamentals which are surrounding us right now. Everybody's waiting for the non-farm payrolls data, and also we have important event for oil, because we do have meetings between Russia and Saudi Arabia, so two biggest oil producers. Maybe we'll have some important information after that, after those meetings, that visit of Saudi Arabia and Russia. So yes, that's pretty much it. Now let's move to the technical analysis. Let me start with American dollar, because this support worked, 23.6. We finally tested that. The price is trying to create a double bottom or even triple bottom formation. Most probably there is a divergence here, because there always is. Yes, there is a huge divergence here, which suggests us that we should have an upswing, but obviously I do not believe in divergence, but I know that many traders do, so from time to time it is nice to see if there is a divergence or not. For me, I don't need that. I have a support here, I have a lower line of the flag, I have a bullish price action here, which is enough for me to see a bullish potential here. But obviously, as a technical trader, I'm not gonna enter the market 22 minutes before non-farm payrolls, which would not have any sense here. But again, if we would see a bullish bounce here, that would be a very good occasion for the price to go higher and higher and higher. Possibly aiming this yellow resistance first, and then the upper line of the flag, and actually a breakout of the upper line of the flag should trigger a buy signal here again. So far this correction was flat, and this correction was flat, this correction was technical because it's still a flag. So everything is in a perfect order for the buyers. They should not be worried about anything so far, because everything is under control. As it seems like everything is under control, and still buyers have all the cards in their hands. You remember probably American dollar to Mexican peso, which we are talking about yesterday. We highlighted you two opportunities. Well, obviously there are always two opportunities, that the price will go up or down. But the thing is that we knew that the breakout of one of those levels should trigger a strong signal, and that's actually what happened. And that's how you trade with the breakouts, right? You look for this place where the breakout should happen, and you know that this breakout should cause increased volatility and should be strong, and then you try to jump to this breakout. So why here? Well, that was a horizontal resistance of the ascending triangle formation here, and the resistance was a long-term thing. As you can see, support after the breakout, resistance. That was one case. So a breakout of the horizontal resistance should trigger as a buy signal. And there was also a head and shoulder formation, left shoulder, head and right shoulder formation, a breakout of the neckline here, which was a possibility of the downswing. The price chose the first option, so people who had the buy stop orders here should be happy because the price went significantly higher. And now it's all up to non-farm payrolls again, but well, it's how it often happens with the price action. That broken resistance becomes support, and that's actually what we can see here. Well, we may experience that in the nearest future, that we broke this horizontal resistance, which can be used now as a horizontal support somewhere here. Next one is Australian dollar to American dollar. So we do have a resistance here, and broken resistance usually becomes support, and that was the case also here. The price so far is creating a nice hammer. This hammer would be much better if the price would close somewhere here. But for that we need to see a reversal. We need to see an escape from the American dollar. We'll see if in 17 minutes things can change, but potentially hammer here. Well, so far there is a hammer, but for the proper signal we need to see how this candle closes for a day. And we're just in the middle of the day, so still everything can happen. Potentially hammer here can be a good trading signal. It can be a good positive trading signal, because the hammer when it's present on such an important support is usually a good sign. Cable yesterday broke this horizontal support that we are talking about, so we said that potentially that can be a nice support, but never take any support for granted, because that's what the price action is focusing on, that you need to see a price action which proves your point. And here we did not see any bullish price action here on this support. The price just went lower, right? Just broke that support without a hesitation, without anything. So it just went significantly lower. The next support is here, is the long-term uptrend line, so still out of space. And most probably we should see a bullish price action here, right? It's again just an assumption. But after such a strong drop, it would be more than welcome to see a bounce here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that. Actually, let me measure Fibos. Well, we are aiming 38.2, which is here. So maybe we'll see a reversal, like here in this place. Gold failed to defend this area, and now actually it became a resistance. So we had a nice drop, and here it's a short-term flag, and the breakout of the lower line of the flag should trigger us a sell signal. It does not look bullish. I don't see a bullish price action here, so the probability of the gold price declining to $1,255 per ounce is very high. The probability of this action is very high. Again, we'll still be in a wedge, which can save the day here. In the long term, we still will be above the 50% Fibonacci, which is still fair enough. And we'll see where it will go. Actually, let me measure those two corrections, because that can be another hint for us. It's about now. It's about now. If they want to stop the downswing, they should use this area, right? Just let me change the color, maybe for red. Why this area? Because 61.8, 38.2, and correction quality pattern, and this horizontal support here. So if they want to think about upswing, uptrend, they should bounce now, break the upper line of the flag, and continue to go higher. Dollar index. Dollar index reached the resistance that we are thinking about recently. So here 94 points, 94.10. Well, it's a good time for a reversal, but anyway, it will be influenced by the non-farm payrolls. So no trading signal here yet. Next one is British pound to Japanese yen, where we saw this support. But again, we said don't buy just when the price will touch it, buy when there will be a bullish price action here, and we don't have any. That was just a beautiful descending triangle which was showing us a rising pressure on the support. The support got broken. The price reversed because of this fundamental news about full support for Theresa May, but this optimism vanished quickly. Well, I don't see a bullish price action here. So even despite the fact that we do have a strong horizontal support here, there is no buy signal. For the buy signal, what we should see is a bullish price action here. So actually the price trying to aim higher. DAX, on DAX, as we say, another day, another dollar, new all-time highs. Why not? Everything is awesome, everything is great on DAX. I remind you about our analysis, latest analysis about DAX, where here we stated that all signs are showing that we should see an upswing, and that was absolutely beautiful because we saw only bullish days here. Silver. Silver was usually behaving a bit worse than gold, but here we can see a bit of an optimism, because you can see that this horizontal support here is behaving very good. Right, this horizontal support is doing very well. It's stopping the price from falling, but now they have to decide. It's either a breakout of the horizontal support, which should open away to $16.3 per ounce, or a breakout of the upper line of the wedge, which will open away to 16.8, which was recently a very strong support and resistance and a support again. So we're actually in the middle between those. Again, a breakout of the upper line of the wedge opens us, creates a buy signal to 16.8. Breakout of the horizontal support here opens us away to 16.3. So we are ahead of an important trading signal for silver. Bitcoin is aiming higher, even despite this wedge that we broke the lower line of the wedge. Bitcoin is hitting higher, although traders are a bit, I don't know, suspicious now. They are not buying everything as easily as recently. The volatility dropped a little bit. It looks like traders are more like suspicious about this price, about the Bitcoin. WTI, oil is dropping, as we can see, quite heavily in the last, well, actually today from the very beginning. Is that the head and shoulder formation, well, not the greatest one in the world. I think we should adjust this horizontal support to the latest situation. It's not even like that. It should be here. I think that's the local support, which was respected here, 6th of September, after the breakout, 19th of September, 18th and 19th of September. Also, we can consider this as a neckline, or this inverse head and shoulder formation, so there's no sell signal here yet. Sell signal will be created once we break the orange support, and that will open away to this line. And that's potentially a next support if this will be broken. American dollar to Swiss franc. I was thinking about short position here because that that resistance looked decent, right? It worked like in May, in June, in August, in September, but it got finally broken, and that actually creates a buy signal, and potential target is 50% Fibo. So we should see a nice upswing here on American dollar to Swiss franc, at least 70 pips. British pound to Australian dollar, here again we'll have to wait a long time before the proper signal will be created. So far we don't have a trading signal yet. American dollar to Polish zloty. Let me show you this one. So it's a bit of a consolidation here in a pennant formation. Actually, it looks like we'll have a breakout of the upper line of the pennant, which goes in line with this, for example, inverse head and shoulder pattern, left shoulder, head and right shoulder. The thing is that even with the breakout of the upper line of the pennant, there is no buy signal here yet, because buy signal will be created once we'll break 23.6 and this area marked with a red color. Right, so first we should see that. The price should get there, and that will create a buy signal here. That will open a way for a major reversal on this pair, and this pair is declining sharply for the last 9 months. It's really a strong reversal. As you can see, it started in December 2016, and here in the price almost every month, every week is aiming lower. This is a weekly chart, and you can see, well, especially at the very beginning in January, then in March, then in May, then in July. Those downswings were very, very strong. So yeah, that's the situation on American dollar to Polish zloty. Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar on a weekly chart, long-term symmetric triangle. On a more short-term chart, it's a sideways trend between 38.2 and 23.6. So on this example, for example, you can see that Fibos work. Breakout of the upper line here should trigger buy signal. Breakout of the lower line here should trigger a sell signal. That's what it is. That's my idea of trading Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar. And American dollar to Russian ruble, with an interesting setup, because that can actually be a false breakout of the lower line of the flag. So we do have a downswing, we do have a flag. Okay, so we do have a flag, breakout of the lower line of the flag. And that is a false breakout because the price did not continue to go lower, and now the price is aiming higher. Let's label this as a resistance. If there is a false breakout, usually it works. It works like a charm. And in my opinion, the next target is 38.2. So Russian ruble should be a bit weaker here, and the price should aim this resistance. So we're about to witness here a 45 pips upswing. And last but not least, interesting situation, British pound to Swiss franc, where a few days ago we said that there is a potentially nice selling opportunity here, and that's actually what happened. Why the selling opportunity? Why we mentioned this? Well, there is a downtrend and there is a flag. Flag is a trend continuation pattern, so it promotes the downswing. Also, this correction went exactly to 38.2 Fibonacci level. 38.2 Fibonacci level was in the same place also as this horizontal resistance created by those tops. Also, the price created head and shoulder pattern, left shoulder, head and right shoulder. We broke the neckline, the price went lower, created a pennant. Pennant is also a trend continuation pattern. Well, this is a trend reversal pattern, but it reverses this trend. Pennant is a trend continuation pattern, but it continues this trend. So we had two sell signals here, and it's not a surprise that the price performed such a strong downswing. Totally not a surprise. But altogether, we are still inside of a flag formation. Flag is a trend continuation pattern, so we still can see positive sentiment here. Where we are here, we are below 38.2, which is complicating the situation a bit for the buyers. And yes, is that a strong support? Well, we will see. We'll see if it will work. 50% should be strong, because it was used here, here, here. Let me show you. Okay, 50% can be strong. What's the situation here? In the very long term, that's bearish, because there is a downtrend and we are in a flag. Here on a daily chart, it's also bearish. Here on H4 chart, I think it's positive. I think it's positive. Now, it was negative here, and we even traded that on our live trading account. But now, after this drop, we are reaching important supports. We are still in a flag, and it promotes an upswing. But we'll see. Okay, in 2 minutes we do have non-farm payrolls. So let me prepare the desktop. I want to open American dollar to Canadian dollar. Because we'll also have a data for the Canadian dollar, so it would be nice to see a reaction there. There's a nice channel down formation, channel up, which is also a flag here. Let me see how deep the flag went. Okay, we are here. So yes, let us see euro dollar, American dollar to Canadian dollar. 1 minute to the data. Australian dollar to American dollar. American dollar to Mexican peso. And I would like to also see the gold. Here. 30 seconds. Okay. Here. That's our gold, which is defending this 38.2. Here is Australian dollar to American dollar, which is having this hammer formation. 15 seconds. American dollar to Mexican peso. Euro dollar, which I'll make a little bit closer to you, and American dollar to Canadian dollar. 5 seconds. Let's see the data. So yes, American dollar first movement is that American dollar is stronger, but in the same time gold is heading higher, was heading higher. American dollar, we can see a strength of American dollar in the first seconds here. So probably the data was good, was better than expected. Now gold joins. Yes, gold breaks new lows. Non-farm payrolls minus 33,000, expected 80,000. So we can see a huge impact from the hurricane, but again it will be, this weaker number will be influenced, will be explained by the hurricane, not by the weaker condition of economy. So yes, that's pretty much it, guys. Gold is losing. American dollar is stronger. American dollar is stronger here, as we can see. So on American dollar to Mexican peso, there will be no correction. So those who entered here with a buy signal should have a good time right now. Okay, guys, thanks very much for watching daily analytical report. For more trading news, visit our Twitter account and our website, alpar